And you might want to say a full sentence here. These are all kind of and I know the first one says interpret. That's definitely a sentence.
Oh.
Just want to be careful you're not, leaving out something. So all right. Now the next couple of questions here, again, kind of going back and forth between interpret and not interpreting. So 1C wants you to identify, interpret the x-intercept. So the x-intercept is down here. You have it correct. Well, actually, you said you don't have it up on your screen, so I'll let you give me that.
The x-intercept is like 7 in this scenario.
Yeah, so 7, 0 is that point there. That's the first part. That's the identify. Yay. Now the interpret is the sentence. It's like, what does that like mean in the situation? So you could say after 7 minutes, the dog is 0 feet away, but that's not exactly what they want, even though that's true.
There's 7
What does
minutes.
that mean in the context of the problem though? Like what are some
Oh,
better words?
the dog returns back to the owner.
Yes. Yes, we want to see a word like returns back.
Comes back home.
All right. So let's see here. All right. Interpretation. Oh, that okay. Sorry, you did have that. I just didn't look in Simmons. Yeah, so you had the like you continued this sort of language, which is fine. It's just that they want to know like what does that mean? And I guess it means the dog came back. All right. Increasing, increasing, you need to know that increasing means the graph is going up and to the right. And we're interested in the X values, not the Y values. We only care about the X values. And it looks like you're using a set notation. Is that true? Are you guys only using set notation?
That sounds familiar.
This is set notation, which is correct.
Yeah, that. Oh, exactly that.
Interval notation would be 0, 3. Is that at all
So,
familiar to you?
yeah, so with that kind of equation, like, how do I know what numbers to be looking at in that scenario to actually plug into that formula?
It's the X values. So the first X value, which is 0, the last X value, which is 3.
Okay, so I just do first and last.
Yeah. Really, it's left to right.
Oh, yeah, left to right.
Okay. And then the same, like it could, like we might as well do it for decreasing as well. So let's do that in green here. Where is it decreasing?
It is decreasing from um for x values, correct, would be
Yeah, it's always the X values.
3,
3,
um,
2.
3 to 7.
Yeah, good. Although it's a little bit like deceptive here because it almost looks like this goes forever, but
Yeah,
I would assume, you don't let your dog, well, I don't know
you
what this,
hope.
you hope. All right. That is that. Okay, the next questions are about the range, and the range are the Y values. Let me get this snipped in. All right, so the range is the Y values. The range is like min to max, low. You can think of it as low to high. So it's the smallest Y value. So the smallest Y value is over here at 0. That's the smallest Y value.
All right.
And this is the largest Y value.
Smallest y value, largest. So range is y value.
Yeah.
And then the other one is x value.
Yeah, so it's really easy to be to not know which one it is, or to mix up, is it X, is it Y, which is it? And it really uh you just gotta get, some note cards out or something to.
You got to memorize it.
Yes, yes, exactly. All right. So in this case, it's 0 to 40 with brackets. That's interval notation, which it doesn't look like you're using, which is okay. You're using set builder notation, which is fine. Just usually by algebra 2 is when they say, nope, we're going to go back. We're going to go to interval notation. But this is good too, set builder.
Set
Check.
builder.
All right. Now the interpret, why don't I let you read what you wrote and then see if you want to improve it or not.
All right. I'm just grabbing the page out. So the dog came back, and when it was as man, I don't know what I was trying to write there.
No, this isn't wrong. This isn't wrong. I'm just saying it can be improved now that we have a little more understanding of the scenario.
Yeah. So interpretation, context of the dog walking away from him.
What you
The
wrote is
dog,
true. He got really far away and then came back. But
the
like, what did
dog
people?
traveled 40 feet in 3 minutes, and then returned at 7 minutes.
Okay, you're still kind of being like you're not telling the story. So if you were telling this for instance, you said, "Oh my gosh, my dog ran away," and what would someone want to know? Well, how'd you get him back, or how far away did he get, right?
Uh huh.
So that's the question you're trying to answer here. Oh, he got away. He went 40 feet away before coming back.
Uh huh.
That's what they're trying to get you to answer.
So I should write like a put in like a little story list. It's like the dog like ran off 40 feet and then decided to come back.
Yeah,
Okay.
something like that. I know it's weird, but that's if you think about what someone would ask you. These are one of those questions that you would get asked. You're trying to answer here. Like, did you put up signs? Did you run after him? No, he just walked over there and then he came back. How far away
Yeah.
did he get? Oh, he got 40 feet away.
Just give a little context to all of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Not too bad.
All right. Last one is well, you've got it correct. I guess I'll just snip this in. I mean, we've beat the problem up pretty good. I don't think there's much more to say. So there you go. All right. Identify the maximum distance the dog travels from Bob. 40 feet away. Check. Check. Nothing more to say. Okay. All right. So number two. Number two. So did you actually use your graphing calculator for this? Did you put
Um.
this in L1 and this in L2? And did you do a second Cal quad regression?
Yeah, I believe I did.
Okay. So
This one was
if
kind of hard actually for me.
all right, do you want us to go through it again in your calculator?
Yeah, and I don't know how I always read my calculator in my backpack. I'm gonna go grab it real quick.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, I'm back with my TI 84 plus Silver Edition once again.
Okay. All right. Uh, so let's take a look here. We're gonna go to stat, edit, and in L1, we're gonna put in the times. 1, 2, 3. Always double check that you've put the numbers in. Most of the mistakes are made entering the data. So let me know when you get that.
All right, everything's typed in.
All right, so I always quit. I don't go right to the calculate, and they go stat, how, and then you go down to quad reg,
Quad reg.
and then you hit enter, and yours might have a screen. I'm just gonna hit enter on mine,
Oh,
and like you get on your screen there, you got those values, hopefully.
yeah, I got those exact ones.
Now, what I don't know what to make of this is like, will you get nice numbers on your exam? I mean, I would only know if I was looking at your exam, right? Um,
Yeah.
so uh, you've done a good job here. Maybe do it twice, maybe, you know, clear everything out and do it again, make sure you get the same results. Only one problem with what you wrote down here is you did not write the variable completely. You kind of I don't know what to say. You got kind of maybe I'll just say distracted. Minus 16x squared plus 175x plus 1. You omitted an x here. Make sure you get your variables in there.
Oh, yeah. I definitely forgot to put in that X for the 175 there. So I have a question with graphing this. Like
Yep.
I really kind of struggled with getting that graph put in, like how to like write it over, and
Yeah,
then
so
how
let's
to also find the x-intercepts, y-intercepts, and
yep.
maximum.
So we're still we're gonna go graph this thing. We're back to the calculator, right? All
Yeah.
right, so first thing you can do here, which is kind of cool, I think, is you can go to second stat plot.
Second stat plot.
Yeah, and you can graph, hit enter, hit on, and it'll graph the points. Does your screen look like mine?
Yeah, and I want to click it on the top left most.
Yes, should be in that top left one, yeah. So then if you go to graph, well, you might not see anything, or maybe you do on yours because you were looking at this, but if you don't see it, you go to zoom. Okay. Well, I'm sorry. They
Uh,
actually your problem gives you the window. Does it says use window?
no, mine says just this is giving me a bunch of
No, no.
options.
I'm talking about on your paper. Do you see where it says use window in the lower right on the graph?
Yeah.
They're telling you the X min to use. -5, max is 15. I can't see the scale. It was whole points. We'll assume it's one. Y min
Um,
-100.
oh, so click window.
Yes. No, no, yeah, window, sorry, not zoom.
X min
Window.
-5.
And then you're gonna put these numbers in.
X max 15. XCLC something. I don't know what that is. I'm just keeping.
Scale. It's where the tick marks go.
Mhm. I might just keep it as one because the hole's making a hole in it, and then
Yep, that's fine.
Y min -100, and then Y max 500, and then YSCL is 100, and then I click graph.
Yes. Yes. Hopefully you don't have any errors. Does yours kind of look like mine or look exactly like mine? Did you
Yeah,
already? Okay. So you should
that makes
see
it
on
right.
mine, I see the 3 points. I don't know what you see. You might, if you had something on y equals, you might see something else.
Yeah,
Um,
I see those 3 points.
okay, so we're gonna go back to y equals now, and we're gonna enter the equation -16 x squared plus 175 x plus 1.
Oops, I messed that part up. Um, okay, wait, so -16, and then to put in X, I'm trying to. What button? but I click to just put in the number letter X. Link. There we go. X squared plus 175 X plus 1. And we got that from the ABC.
Yes,
Or A squared
yes.
plus BX equals C. And then,
Yeah. So now make sure you've got this in, and then because this will answer your question about how to graph it and do the other stuff. All right. So there you go. So that picture there should match what you have in the graph on your paper.
it does match. My things match right now.
Okay. So next we can talk about how to find x-intercepts. Is that okay?
Yeah, I'd be down for that for sure.
All right. Okay, so next thing is to do intercept. See the calc button above trace?
Uh-huh.
You're gonna hit second calc 0.
Second
0 is the intercept.
0.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Hit enter.
So I'm gonna write that
Question.
down real quick. So like to find, and
Put
that's
in G.
that's for any intercepts, correct?
X-intercepts only.
To find x-intercept, click. Um, shoot, what do I click? I already forgot.
Second calc num 0.
Second, comma, calc, then 0. All right, thank you. So I clicked that, so now I can move my little like
What does yours
digit
say? Left
thing.
bound like mine does?
Yeah, mine currently says left bound.
All right, so we're gonna find this one over here on the right first. We need to find both of them. So I'm using the D-pad. D-pad is up, down, left, right. And
Uh-huh.
left bound, left means just left of it, somewhere left of it.
Oh, so I have to go to the right,
No,
like
not yet.
really.
You got to go left of this one. So right now, currently left of it.
Uh-huh.
Okay, let me go back to the other screen because this is really
Or
important.
okay, sorry, wait. So for left of, like, what are you left of necessarily,
Okay,
like,
so
the
okay,
graph?
so let me try to explain this. This is really important. So if you're finding, let me write down second. What did I say? Calc 0. Okay. Okay, so if this is the x-axis, this is where your left bound is, and this is where
Uh-huh.
your right bound is, and this is where your guess is. So if the graph is coming down like this, left of it means, in this case, like above, even though it's doesn't have to be, and right bound is below.
Mhm.
Now, if it's going the other direction, left bound is now down here. This is left. See how it's below?
Yeah,
And right bound is
going up.
above, and that's where you guess as well. So this has got to be super clear. Like you got to know this before, like you can't be like wondering, was it, which one is it? You got to almost memorize these. The left just means left of it. Like the red is the intercept. That's the 0. That's the 0. But
Mhm.
depending on whether it's the graph is going down and to the right or up and to the right, that's what
Well, is
affects
it
this left.
left or right of the x-intercept?
Yeah, left means left of the intercept.
And that means that,
Right
like, point is just literally going to the left of the x-intercept.
Just left of it somewhere, but on the curve. You're on the curve. You're on the curve, but left of it.
Okay, so and then right in that top one, it's because it's
Yeah.
quite literally just to the right and it's going down, and the other is just switched.
Yes. Now we
Okay.
have a small issue with if we go back to the calculator here, um, which is that like it's going to be hard to see so the left bound. I'm just going to hit enter somewhere here where it says left bound. I'm right there. I'm going to hit enter. Okay. Now right bound, I got to keep going to the right, but you're going to lose track of it. I guess you can kind of see it there. Like sometimes you lose it. Sometimes like where'd it go? Well, we probably should change the window so it's a little bit more down here. But as long as you get right of it, so right of it somewhere and hit enter, you're okay. And then you always guess at the same place. So let me know if you've got that zero there, 10.94.
0, just only left bound.
You have to hit enter. You have to hit enter left of it. All right, so let me show you one more
Oh,
time.
now it says right bound.
Right. So when you get to left bound, when you hit enter after left bound, you now have to go find something to the right of it. So you go right of it and hit enter. Then it'll say guess,
Uh-huh.
and then you'll hit enter again.
And now it says error for me.
Okay. Let's try this another way. We're going to go back to the window and we're going to change the Y min to minus 300, please.
Window y min minus 300.
Okay. Go back to graph now.
Graph.
Okay. Make sure it looks something very similar to this.
Yeah, identical.
All right. Now go to second calc as 0. So number 2, go down to number 2 and hit enter. Okay.
All right.
Does yours say left bound?
It does.
Okay. So you have to go somewhere left of this place where my cursor is. Like there, that
Oh,
where I've got it currently is left. So get
yeah.
yours somewhere there. It may not be exactly the same as mine, but it's somewhere there and hit enter.
All right. Clicked it.
Okay, enter. Now it says right bound. So you got to go right of the intercept. You got to go where my cursors go right of it. So make sure you get right of it. Now it doesn't have to be way down here, it just needs to be right of it. Do you agree that this is
Oh,
right of it?
I do.
Hit enter. Then
Enter.
it says guess. Hit enter.
Mhm. Enter.
Do you have the same text
Yeah,
value?
I have 0 now. It
Okay,
looks the
now
same.
on your paper before you wrote 11 comma 0, which I mean, yeah, 10.94 rounds to 11.0, but don't do that. Like write out a few decimal places.
Uh-huh.
Okay, is that okay? Because we're gonna find the other x-intercept. There's one over here on the left.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna hit second calc
Second calc.
and go to 0. 0 is the x-intercept. You might wonder, well, why don't they just call it an intercept? Well, it's a different, I don't know. So now left bound, we have to go left of it. Okay, so you see I'm moving, click, 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 you press, and so, to finally get back to where, now we got to go left of it. Okay, so left of it, I don't know if you can
Is
see
all
that
the way in
somewhere
there.
left of it's got to be left, just a little left of it. That's fine.
So it has to
And
be
then,
below the x-axis as well.
well, yes, yes. One of them will be above, one will be below.
So the right bound, that was also below, correct?
Right. It depends on whether the graph is going up and to the right or down and to the right.
Uh,
Let me
uh,
let me show you this picture one more time because this is what you're asking. The one we're finding now, left is below and right is above. But when the graph was going the other direction, left was above and right was below.
mhm. Okay, so okay, now I get what you mean.
Okay.
Because it's like the opposite direction thing where it's like because there's like two different spots
Yes.
that we're
Yes.
looking at. I didn't get that part at first.
Okay. Hopefully now it's clear. Let's go back to the calculator. All right. So left bound, you hit enter, and then you got to get right bound. So you're going to go right of it, get right of it. You don't need to be too close. Just get right of it somewhere. That's good. Right of it, hit enter, and then guess, enter at the same place. Do you
Yeah,
get,
my 0.
you get that other one,
Yes,
minus point
minus
zero zero
0,
five
0, 0.
seven. Okay. So those are your intercepts.
So then those are my intercepts.
Yeah.
So so my intercept for the first one was
10
so
point
it's so I'm
nine
looking so
four.
I'm looking at where it's like
You're
hitting
looking
the
at the X value. The X value is the intercept.
right, because it was like 10.9 and then I
4, yeah.
mistakenly rounded it to like
Well, I mean,
11,
you weren't wrong, but I mean, you can be a little bit, you have a little bit
more
more.
specific.
Yeah,
Then it was like 11 0, and then in this case, because it's like on 0, it's like minus 0 0 minus 0 0 5. All right, that makes more sense. Because I was thinking like, oh, it's like always going to be 0 because it's touching 0, but that's just not the case.
right. Any questions on that?
I don't think so. I guess I'm just gonna have to like write out the steps on how to do that. I get like a note card for this, so I'll have to write those out.
Okay. Okay. Um, the y-intercept is pretty easy to calculate. There's a couple of ways to do it. Um,
Oh,
like you already know it from the y equals. Like the y-intercept is when x is 0, so it's just 1. Now
so
the
it's
other
just
ways
one.
to yeah, now the other ways to do it is actually go back to do a second calc again, second calc, and use the 0. I'm sorry, the value,
Uh-huh.
not 0, the value. Okay. So this time, if you hit second calc and hit enter on that, you see x equals, and it's just hovering. You see that? Were you there? Or do you need to go through that
Sorry.
again?
So I click second
Second
count
calc, and then just value.
value. Okay. Yeah, now it's just hovering. And then should I
Yes.
type my equation in?
No, just 0. Just 0 in for x, and then it'll give you the y value.
Yep, y equals
So,
1.
so this works really well for any point. Like, let's just say your teacher wanted you to find out what it was when x was 10. You put 10 in and hit enter.
Um, Sorry. How do I go back to just being able to do it? Just second calc or
Second
second
calc value, second calc
value.
value.
I'll say 10, enter 151.
Right. Good. Good, good, good. Okay. Um,
So I guess
and now that's how you find the y-intercept. When x is 0, that's the y-intercept. You can also just get it from the equation. Any questions on that?
um for the maximum you said?
No, we're gonna do the maximum now.
Oh, okay, my bad. Yeah, no, I think the y-intercept and the x-intercept are just pretty similar
All right.
steps. You just need to know how to do it.
All right. So second calc, and then down to number 4 is maximum.
Number
Okay, so we're
4.
gonna hit enter. And then what does it say there? Does yours say left bound again?
Um,
Second calc, and then go down to maximum.
Maximum. Yeah, mine says left bound like 10 whatever.
All right, so again, for a little bit of explanation here, so you your notes. So max, you're gonna like we know the max is there. That's left of it. That's gonna be right of it, and that's also your guess. You
Mhm.
can do the same thing for a min. There's the min, left, right, guess.
Left, right, guess.
So your left is left of the max and your right is right of the max. For the min, your left of the min, right of the min, and so on.
Left of the min, right of the min.
If we go back to the calculator, depending on where your cursor is, I don't know which way you have to move, but you just need to be left of it. So like right, any of the places I am right now is left of it. This is left of it. You don't have to get really close. You just have to be left of it.
All right, moving it over.
And then you hit enter. Whenever you feel like, okay, I'm close enough, hit enter. Now you get a right of it. So you got to make sure you get, right of it. Now, it doesn't have to be symmetric, but I'm sort of doing it roughly symmetric. Um, somewhere in there, right of it. Hit enter.
Enter.
Yes, hit enter.
Maximum
There you have it.
5.468.
Yes.
Y479. And I guess that makes sense because that would be on the like 5 minutes and it was at 479 feet.
Sure. Yes. Yes. Sure. So that's consistent with what you have. Any questions on that for x-intercepts, y-intercepts, or Mac?
Um, no, I don't believe so. That's pretty easy.
Okay, so let's go back really quickly here to do part 2C, and we're going to go back to the calculator, but I need to, all right, so the question is, use your calculator to figure out how much time it would take the rocket to reach 300 feet. So we didn't do a great job of labeling the graph, but this is time and this is feet. And so there's a place where the graph hits y equals 300 feet. It probably
Y
hits it on the
equals.
way up and on the way down.
So,
Is that okay?
oh, right.
Like
Yeah, there's
graph.
2 times when it's at 300
Okay.
feet.
All right. So now what we're going to do is add to the graph. Right now in y1, it's minus 16x squared plus, was it 175x? Yeah, 175x plus 1. And then now in y2, we're going to put 300 in. Okay.
So,
So y2 is 300. And so we're going to go back to the graph here, new share, like that. All right, so if you're seeing my screen here, we're gonna go back to y equals, and in y2, we're gonna add 300.
300.
And that'll draw a horizontal line at 300. Click on graph whenever you've got that down.
Got that line in there.
Okay, and there it is, boom, there it is. Okay, so next thing we're gonna do, this is more confusing, is we're going to do a second calc intersect.
Calc, intersect.
Okay. Let me know when you're up here and you see first curve.
Yeah, it says first curve right now.
Okay, so let's say we want to find the one to the left, that left intersection point right there, kind of right where the cursor is roughly.
Uh-huh.
It says first curve. So you want to pick a point near the intersection, and that, like where my cursor is, that's near enough. You could even be down here, you could be up here. You just don't want to be over here. You want to be close to
Oh,
the one. You hit enter. Boom. Hit enter. Now it's a second curve. It should jump you to the other curve. Did it jump you to the other curve?
it said second. Yeah, it jumped me over.
And then that's close enough. So you just hit enter.
Guess enter again.
Yeah,
Now
there
it
you go.
says 2.119164. Yep,
Yep.
same as yours.
And so to find the other one, we have to repeat the process, but you have to restart everything. You have to go to second calc, intersect, 5 is intersect, because you're literally finding the intersection of them. And then you go, again, you move with the D-pad. I'm moving to the right until you get nearby. Nearby mean whatever it means to you, but it needs to be nearby. Can't be too far away.
Oh,
You know, someone says they're here, you know they're in your driveway or they're at your front door, or maybe they're, you know, coming up the street. Um, they're not 6 streets over.
yeah.
All right.
So this one would have to be above,
Nope, could be below. It's got to be the
below.
first curve. Could be above or below. Doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
The above and below only applies to the intersection. I'm sorry, to the intercept, the zero.
Okay. So I just click enter, correct?
Hit enter. Yep. And then second curve, it jumped you over the second curve. That's good. Hit enter and then guess. Hit enter again. There you have it.
I'm not sure if I can hear you right now.
I am not muted. I am not muted. You may
Okay,
be
my bad.
muted. Yeah, I do mute myself too often. Usually when I'm trying to drink or eat something and not be annoying. All right, so there you go. Those are two answers. I don't really know what the instructor wants for how you found your answers. I think he's looking for the right words. Like I did second calc intersect. That might be, you know, kind of what he's looking for.
Yeah. Second calc intersect.
Okay, let me just quickly look over your work, your answers for 3. Um, just to see if there's any potential issues here on this probability. Boy and can swim. That's correct. Girl or can swim. Okay, I like the way you're doing 3B now. I was going to suggest that if the way I was showing you didn't work, this is really good. You get the column total, the row total, and you subtract out the overlap.
Oh,
That's really good. Find the probability that the student can swim, given that they are a boy. Okay, so this one we have some issues with. So let me grab the table. I'm sorry, so I'm gonna go share the other screen. All right, so you're doing really well here, up until the given problem. So we'll do the C.
that's the one that I struggle with the most, I think, is those given ones.
Yeah, so given reduces to a row or a column. Okay, and it's based on the wording. So given that they are a boy, let me snip that in. Is that a row or a column? Are boys rows or column?
Boy is a row.
Row. So you only care about this row right here. This is your universe. You don't care about anything else. So how many boys are there?
60.
And how many of them can swim?
58.
There you go.
So that's all I do.
That's all you do.
Hmm.
Let's try
So
another one here. Let's try another one here. All right. Given that they cannot swim, cannot swim. Is that a row or a column?
that is a column.
It's a column. It's this one. So how many cannot swim?
7.
So that goes in the bottom, and then it'll say, probability, boy,
2.
2 out of 7.
Okay.
Okay.
That's really not that bad. I don't know what it is about that one in specific that I just overthink.
All right, let's look at the last part. Um, basically this part 4B, median or mean. The question is like, which is the more likely measure of center? So if the data is skewed, or if there's any outliers, you typically use the median. And so a dot plot would tell you that if you had made a dot plot here, which I know it didn't ask you for, but if you
Uh-huh.
did, you might see some sort of a skewness or trend. If you don't know what I mean, don't worry about it. Just yeah.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean, where it's like there's like the
Oh, you do have a dot plot. Oh, that's perfect.
yeah, look at the bottom down there.
I need to notice that. So your dot plot here. Ah, boy, does it? I don't even think, like, to me, it's pretty good. I mean, most of this kind, like, if I were kind of averaging, it looks like it's around 14. So I guess that's why the median's a little better. Um, yeah, that's okay. We'll just leave it like that. All right, Zach, good job. Go stop the recording.